Hi guys, so we've had a lot of questions about the new WordPress Gutenberg content editor, and we've decided to make a video for you guys to show you how to use it. I know that it is a pain in the butt to have to learn a new thing, especially when you're really used to using the other one and you feel like you got it down pat, but believe me when I tell you that Gutenberg is here to stay. It's actually a pretty cool editor. I didn't like it at first because, again, same as you probably, I didn't want to have to learn something new, but visual editors are nothing new. There's a ton of visual editors out there and that are used all the time, from Avada's Fusion editor to Visual to the Divi Visual Builder to, there's tons. I don't even need to name them all. You guys probably have used them before. So, but it is a pretty cool editor when you get used to it. And what the purpose of this video tutorial is to give you a quick course on how to use it so you can get started. And I feel like once you get into it, you'll probably like it. Some of you won't, and I'll give you another option so that you don't have to use the content editor or the new Gutenberg, if you don't want to. So watch on. I'm going to try to make this video pretty short and sweet. I'm going to run through things pretty quickly. If you have any questions that you need answered, or you want a little bit of the longer video tutorial, go ahead and feel free to shoot me an email and ask me for something more specific, but I am going to try to run through this pretty quickly, so excuse any mistakes that I make or fumbling that I make. I just want to give you a little refresher on how to, or not refresher, but a little tutorial on how to use this and get you started. So that's the point of this one. So hopefully this is easy for you guys. And again, questions, just feel free to shoot us an email. So we're going to jump right in and we're going to go and add a new post. All I did is go to posts and add new, and this is what we start with. So the first thing you're going to see is your add title. This is where you're going to add your title. And for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually recreate this article for you. So that way I have content and information I can start with. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my title and I'm going to paste it right in here. Now, in order to get a block, the next section, we're going to add blocks here. Blocks are basically chunks of content, and you want to think of them as kind of like a drawing board. So when you're adding a block, you're going to either click the plus symbol down here, or I can simply just hit enter and it goes down and makes a new block. That's two easy ways to do it. Or I can click the plus and I can choose what type of block I want. So in this case, I want to put a paragraph. So I'm going to go ahead and click on paragraph. And oh no, you know what? I don't want a paragraph. I want a cover. So good chance to show you something cool. Actually, let's go to cover. So all I'm doing right here, when I click on this little plus and it asks me what kind of block do I want to use, it's going to show me my most used blocks, or I could type in here and I could decide I wanted something different, which I do. I want a cover. So it shows me right here, but I can actually type it in here because it's only going to show you your most used blocks or the most common blocks right there. There are a lot more. So you can click on cover, and now it's going to ask me to add an image, so I could drag it or drop it, or I can just go right to my media library. Here's my image. And see, immediately I can just write the title right on top of it. So I'm going to put another little subtitle to my main article right here. And then I click outside the block and boom, that's it. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so next we are going to add another paragraph. So I'm just going to put my mouse down here and click on the plus symbol, choose paragraph, and paste right in there. That's it. Now, what if you want to do a bunch of cool stuff in here? All right, let us come over here and you can, let's see, there is an option in here to, there we go. So if, let's say, you put the wrong thing in here, you didn't want this to be a paragraph, you can actually click this little thing right here in the left corner. This is showing me what is my block type. It's a paragraph. So I can click on it and I can change it to something else. Let's say I want to make it pre-formatted or quote or verse. I can change it into something else. It's only going to give me this list of items, but you can delete it and start over if what you want is not in there. All right, so the next thing down here is going to be another header. So I'm just going to click on enter, click the plus sign, choose heading, paste it in. Now I want it's a heading 2. It automatically made it into a heading 2, so that's good. And below that, here we're going to have a picture with some text. So this is where we're going to show you how to do a picture with some text. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my little plus symbol, and I'm going to choose image, and I already have an image, so I'm going to go into the media library and find my image that I uploaded, and there it is. And select it, and it's going to paste it in here. Now notice it looks huge. That's okay. We're going to leave it in there for a minute, and we're going to go on to the next thing. Now, as I get down to the bottom, I find that the editor kind of does this thing where it makes it hard for me to go down lower. It cuts off. There's nothing below it. If you do have something below it too, another thing you might see is, I will show you this. So sometimes when I have more information, it does this. And see how it like overlaps on the photo? It's actually, I have these other sections below that are covering it, and I can't even get to where the next one's supposed to be. So you can try to hide them, but they still show up. There used to be an option up at the top of the screen called Screen Options. I'll show you actually up here, where you can control what shows up on the screen, but that is not there in Gutenberg. So in order to get rid of it, you come over here to the little 3 dots, click on Options, and you get rid of them right here. So as soon as I close them, I come down to the bottom. Now this is where I find that, it's hard. Sometimes this little plus doesn't show up. You can go up here to the top left and click on your little thing here and add your block there. So I'm going to go ahead and add a paragraph and paste my paragraph in it. Now, I want this to be the left and this paragraph to be the right of this image. How do I do that? First, you're going to click on the image, and you're going to see these options right up here to align it. And so I'm going to left align it first. Then notice these little balls on the middle and on the sides. This is going to allow you to resize it. So if you just grab this little ball till you see the little double-headed arrow, click it, and as I drag it up, notice how the content just shows up all the way to the left. So it aligns it to the left automatically. So I'm just going to make it to whatever I feel, however I feel it should be. And there we go. And notice that the leftover text stays in its own block, but the text up here actually gets added next to the photo. So I'm going to go ahead and click. Oh, it's auto saving, so I don't have to do that. Good job. That's great. So now I'm going to go back, and the next thing we want is another header. So I'm going to come down here. I can just hit enter, and it automatically adds it. Let's choose heading, paste it in, and I'm just going to add another one, paragraph, and grab my text, paste it in. All right, now I want to add a list. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to add a list. So see how it automatically nicely puts a list in there for me, starts it out. So let's grab my list. How to add a, no, actually I want to start with how to add a block, how to rearrange blocks. Now that is something actually that I haven't covered yet. Any of these blocks, if you want to move them around, notice these little up and down arrows. You can just click the arrow and it will go up and down as you want it to go, however you want it. So you can actually move it up, move it down right there, or you can grab these little 6 dots right here and you can drag this. So if I wanted to drag this up here, you'll notice when you grab it, watch for the little blue line, and that's where it's going to push it to. So watch for the blue line, and then it goes where it is. So there's rearranging blocks. Then we have how to add a cover. We already did that. How to add a header. How to add a paragraph text. How to nest an image within text. How to add a list, obviously. how to insert a video, how to add a featured image, and how to use the classic editor. So there's my list. The next step is I'm going to add this little text right here. Now I'm going to show you how to use the classic editor actually right now. It's really simple. You're going to come up here and click on this little plus like you're going to add a paragraph, but instead of paragraph you're going to type in classic, and look what happens. Now down here you get the classic editor. So you could have done that way up here when you were first adding text, and you can paste it in there, and then if you want to highlight this and add a link, you can do that. It's the same actually up here. If you want to add a link, you still have the chain link as well. So if you wanted to, for instance, this is one of my links that I had in there. Let's take it out. Let's break it. So to add a link, whether you're using the classic editor or you're using this editor, you just click on the chain link, paste it in, and click the little arrow to apply it. If you want to edit it so it opens in a new window, you can go ahead and come back here and click on these little three icons and choose open a new tab, and then click out. So you still have your classic editor when you click back in here, so you can bold and italicize and do all the fun stuff that you want to do. Then next, let's go ahead and add a video tutorial. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to grab my link. Oops. Did I lose it? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus symbol, add video. Here's my block for video, and I'm going to insert from URL, paste it in here, and click the little apply arrow, and then I have a video. And I can add a playlist or just a single video, whatever one I want. So the next one is another header. Oops. And so I will click plus and we'll add heading. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my last item, which is a paragraph and a video. And let's edit this because I'm actually going to be using the same one. Now I'm just going to actually duplicate this because I don't have this video I'm making it right now. So once I make it, I'll replace this video with the one you're listening to right now. But this second video is actually about using the classic editor because you just don't like Gutenberg. So it's going to give you an extra option. So I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate this block, and then I'm going to move it down and move it down so it's right here. And I'll save draft. And there you go. So this is kind of just a quick and easy. I'm not going to go into too many more details, but you can see really it's not that hard to use, and it does give you some really cool tools. I encourage you to explore some of these blocks and the different types of blocks. These are the different ones that you can go through. You can actually click this and you can see the different blocks that are there. Here's your common ones: formatting blocks, layout elements, separators, columns, buttons, page breaks. So there's all kinds of really cool stuff in here. There's actually one of the new things that you can do that's kind of neat in here. See all these? And these will actually, these ones, the embeds will, there will be more of these as you add more plugins. Some plugins have different things that can be added in here. But one of the cool things that this also has is tables. So a lot of us have trouble with tables and creating tables, and this now actually has a little table block that can be added right in there. So that's a whole nother video tutorial though. Now the last thing I want to cover is using the classic editor, or actually let's quickly add the featured image. So over here you have your featured image. I'm going to set my featured image just like we did before. There you go. So I covered that. And then I want to use the classic editor. So I'm going to go ahead and save my draft. If you hate Gutenberg and you don't want to use it, or maybe you just kind of like it, but you're not sure, you want to play with it, so you want to kind of toggle back and forth between Gutenberg and the classic editor, there's a really easy way to do that. You're going to go to your plugins, and you're going to install a plugin called Classic Editor by WordPress contributors. So install this plugin. Then come over here to Settings and go to, after you install and activate it, go to Writing. And these two options are what you're looking for. So default editor to use. Choose whether you want the default to be the classic editor or the block editor. And I'm going to leave it on the block editor because I want you guys to use this and start playing with it. But if you don't like it, go back to the classic editor, just click this. Then allow users to switch between editors. Yes, you want to go ahead and be able to switch between editors, because what that does is when you're in here and you want to edit one of these articles that you made, you can use the block editor or the classic editor right here. So you can change which between the two that you want to do. So, and then the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory, I think. You know, you have your categories here, your tags here, the normal things that you normally would use, and once you're done, you're going to publish, and that is it. If you have any other questions, guys, like I said, please feel free to email us, support@yoursiteneedsme.com. We're happy to answer any questions you have. And if you have any other videos you want us to make on Gutenberg, we will be making more over time. So when we do, we will add them in here. This will become a playlist, so you'll be able to watch them all in one playlist. But if you have any suggestions or ones that you want to see, just shoot us an email over at support@yoursiteneedsme.com, and we'll be glad to make those. Hope this quick tutorial helped you out, and have a great day. Yeah, pero, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, ooh, yeah.